Hey, what's up, guys? Well, there's still a lot of daylight out here. I wanted to give you guys a quick recap of the progress on this unit. As you can see, the floor is a little different now. We rented the belt sander, by me and my wife, rented the belt sander only for one day, just to see what because this section was painted, so we didn't really quite know the condition of the floor. And wanted to like lift that, sand that paint off, just to see if the floor is worth restoring. And it seems pretty decent. I just finished patching most areas. I have few little patches left to go, but keep soldiering on, as they say. And to be honest with you guys, I had a few kind of meltdowns. In a way, wasn't quite understanding what I was in for. The only thing that's kind of keeping me going now, it's more about, I know that this is so tedious, but it's more of a learning process, because I do plan on owning a lot more rental units in the future, and I plan on rehabbing them. And this is just want to see this project through, instead of just giving up and just slapping vinyl floor on it, or like a new floor on it, just to see this project through and understand how much time it would take me. So next time I encounter hardwood floor and see the condition, would I make the right decision as far as restoring it or just putting a new floor on. Yeah, so here we go. I mean, I have setbacks. The ceiling is leaking because it just snowed a few days ago, and there's a bunch of snow that got into the gutter, and I guess the gutter lining is not, that's the issue with buying these 100-year-old houses. A lot of gutter and roof issues. A lot of stuff is always going wrong. Now, in the bathroom, there's a leak in the bathroom too from the same gutter issue. I was really upset and depressed when my old school roofer, I called his number, and then I always knew that he was planning on retiring someday and moving, and I thought, I called his number, and then it went to like a wrong number or something, disconnected, and I was so upset because I was thinking, oh my God, to get a company or somebody else out there is going to cost an arm and a leg, because he gives me a good deal. And usually the tip about handyman or tradespeople is, I would like to say that if they're online, they're too expensive. They have their own like business they're on like Yelp and stuff like that. They want the maximum amount. The best way is to find somebody offline, and then that's been working in the neighborhood for a while. So I found this roofer. I was just walking back I was just getting a driver's license at the DMV, and he was on the roof. And I don't want to shout at somebody working on the roof, but as I was walking by, he was coming down the ladder. So I just waited for him to come down, and I started talking to him, got his information, and he's been hooking me up. So yeah, this gutter issue, he's gonna. Oh, and another property, East Walnut Hills, has like a squirrel issue. A squirrel got into the attic, or got into the rafters in between floor 2 and 3. So he's gonna bundle all these repairs together for $2,000. I wasn't planning on spending $2,000, but that's what you got to take into account. I mean, you got to do it you got to do what you got to do, because these are old houses. So yeah, that was kind of a bummer. Finishing up, because what happened here is they cut in order to put a kitchen here. They want to put some power lines. So they cut the subfloor here, and then what I did is I put in a new plank in there. But the problem is, because they cut the subfloor, one side of the subfloor started sagging, because not everything is on a joist. There's in between sections that start sagging. So it was just a headache. Try to use shims and stuff like that to get this section of the floor lined up. I did the best I could. It's not perfect. It's still, if you walk here, the sound like some sections out here are not, doesn't have perfect contact with the subfloor. So it's a little bit of a hollow sound here, not great. This is not a job for a perfectionist because, oh my God, the more I look, the more little imperfections on this floor, little nails, little screws you have to take out. And at a certain point, I'm kind of not throwing in the towel per se, but I was replacing any kind, if any floorboard had like a defect, I would start replacing it. Now I'm at the point where it's going to take, I refuse this project to drag on for months. So I think I'm just going to like use filler to fill in most of it, to fill if there's like sections or pieces missing, not replace the floorboard, but use filler as much as possible. Is that going to, I mean, hypothetically, if you use filler a lot, you know, because the temperature change over time, it could start coming out, stuff like that. That's true, but I also, I realize that this is a rental. This is not a high-end luxury home, and I don't, at the end of the day, the customer is not like some millionaire, but there's going to be like a renter, and then I think they're going to find that this, unless you're really like a hardwood floor snob, I don't think this is going to be like a super professional, perfect finish. I realize that. It's also like my first time doing it, so I don't think, even if I wanted to, I won't be able to get, they're probably going to see my little drum marks or little scuff marks from the sander that I didn't perfectly buff out. So it's not going to be perfect, but I'm doing, you know, the best I could for giving myself a certain amount of time, you know, not forever to do it, but yeah, so here's a section I replaced that had water damage because of the door. Unfortunately, I wanted spacing like this to be very tight, but in order for this to work, I did have like bit of gaps here. Unfortunately, not everything is as tight as this, because if you get it really tight here, they're going to be big gaps over there. So I try to space it out because I think what happened is the floor probably moved and warped and stuff like that. So you're having brand new floorboards here. It's not a perfect fit. See little gaps here. I mean, what's kind of like I think a gift and a curse. I think I'm going to use dark stain. So the dark stain probably kind of cover a lot of the issues. But at the same time, if you have a dark stain and you have a I forgot what it's called, like the varnish or whatever, like a high gloss varnish, you would see a lot of imperfections in a different way. I'd love to leave the floor like a natural color, just like sand this perfectly and just do a varnish. And for most parts, for most houses, I think this could work because I like, you know, light colored hardwood. It's nice. The only problem is all the trim is just very dark and it's going to look like it would look silly. So I think I have to go with a dark stain. Here we tested the sander here. Here's me testing some filling in screw holes and stuff like that. I think this color is not appropriate, even though this is red oak floor, I think, and I got red oak on the, it was red oak on the label. I'm going to use more of a natural filler moving forward. But again, with dark stain, it should be okay. Probably not going to notice any of this. Yeah, I'm excited. Can't wait to, you know, finish the tiny little repairs I have left. Do the tiny little repairs we have left and start, you know, really start getting rent the edger, really start doing like the final standing here and start staining. And oh, when I'd be so relieved, it'd be so much fun when I get to move on. Just painting the wall, doing cosmetic stuff like painting walls and stuff like that, because I know that'd be like I'm already, it would, this place, just the walls painted and the floor done, it would look so nice in here that I think it would be, I'd be a lot more motivated. Right now it's a slog, but it's, when this place looks much nicer, I'd be a lot more motivated to come here more often and work on it. I will admit to a really dumb mistake I did that sent me back a few hours. I was using this staple gun, and I was hitting nailing floorboards, and and then the gun jammed, and I took it apart, or I took out the jammed staples, and I also opened this top little thing, right? And for whatever reason, I thought it would be, I don't know, that was the most, like a dumb thing that I did. There wasn't any nails inside, but I thought it'd be like a puff of air. So I hit this thing with this top open, and I pulled the trigger, and I thought like a tiny little puff of air was gonna come out, and just whatever, it's gonna be interesting. I don't know what I was thinking. What happened was the pressure from the air, I mean, I could have got hurt myself. It left a huge gouge in the trim, and it also bent the internals of this gun. So I thought I was upset. I thought I'd have to buy a new one or send it for repair or trying to find parts on Amazon, but no, luckily I was able to open it up and take it apart somewhat, bend the parts back, and now it's working again. But oh my God, that was dumb. I could have hurt myself. Luckily I didn't hurt myself, and luckily this gun is still working, so I'm not out like $150. All right, that's the update. Hopefully next update, there's going to be a lot more progress later.